All right, this is the final piece of the 3/3 training. We're going to do the looking forward piece right here. And just for the sake of space, I'm going to get another sheet of paper out and just kind of walk through this. So at the top up here is looking forward. And well, that's a terrible error. There's basically three significant areas of looking forward. The first part is what we call setting goals. We're going to break that down in just a minute, and rather robust area. And then the second area is what we call practice. And then the third area is it's real simple as we pray and go. But let me break down the setting of goals. That's a very important piece. Um, and so when we come out of that passage, we want to set some goals, right? And so we ask this question. You can again turn to your buddy. What changes in you because of this passage, right, that we just read in three distinct areas? Has it changed the way you think? Has it changed the way you feel? And is there something you need to do because of this passage? Every single passage, every story in the Bible will hit on one of these three areas. Sometimes all three, maybe one, maybe two, but certainly at least one of these three areas has to shift because of that. So what needs to change in my thinking, in the way I feel, or do I need to, is there something I specifically need to do because of this passage? One of the easiest things to do out of every single passage, that's just a rookie, is there somebody I could tell about this? That is always an easy do. Is there somebody I can tell about what I've learned from this passage? That is one of the key cardinal traits of a disciple maker is they are telling other people what they're learning. The other area of setting goals is we begin to give away. Can someone facilitate next week if we're in a group um, the worship piece? Who can bring worship next week? And who can facilitate the looking up piece. So we give those two things away. Who next week, who can lead worship and who can do the looking up? And the last piece of setting goals, and this is, I'm going to put a star because this is probably more when the group's tighter. It's a closed group and maybe it's one-on-one. I set goals in the area of go, grow, and gather. I'm very specific. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do that in a group per se, but I would certainly focus in on these two areas in a group. If I'm one-on-one, I'm diving into these areas in terms of what they're reading in the Bible, what they're supposed to be doing, who are they going to attempt to talk to, who can we start thinking about who we can invite to this group or who you're going to begin starting a new group. I really drill down. So the smaller group and the tighter the group, and the more closed the group is, you can drill down on these three areas. In terms of practice, we always want to practice the three circles or whatever gospel tool you're using because we want to practice that. If you have time, if you'll notice this is getting lengthy, or our 15-second testimony, we get a rep in one of those two tools, and then we pray and go. It is that simple in terms of setting goals.